How's it going, guys? Today we're going to be talking about Mistweaver in Shadowlands. I get a lot of questions about Mistweaver in terms of how strong I think they are, and unfortunately I don't think they're at the top. I would say that they're kind of like middle-ish tier, but they definitely have potential to, to be there. I don't think that there's anything specifically wrong with the spec right now. Maybe a couple number tweaks here and there. I would say that overall they gained an okay amount. I don't think that they're in the best shape, I guess, in terms of what they actually got back. Outside of any numbers and stuff like that, I would say Mistweaver is looking pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about the changes before I get into everything else. I'm going to talk about the Covenant, the Conduits, the Soulbinds, the Legendaries, like I've been doing for the rest of the videos, if you guys have been watching those. But I'm going to talk about the changes that are, notable, I guess, for Mistweaver in terms of what they got, and if there was, any changes with the spec. So I believe that Fortifying Brew got nerfed. I could be wrong, but I for some reason on live I'm thinking it's 20% damage reduction, 20% health on a 1.5 minute cooldown. So I think Fort Peru did get nerfed there, which is okay. It's not that big of a deal to me. It is what it is. And Statue also took a little bit of a nerf here, and this one was kind of hard for me to catch. But basically, on live, Statue would heal someone for 30 seconds. And this is actually a pretty big PvP nerf. And I'll tell you why. Because sometimes you get CC'd, or sometimes you go out of LOS or something, and your Statue channels that entire time. So this is actually a pretty reasonably sized PvP nerf that is actually going to hurt Mistweavers quite a bit when they get crowd controlled. Should it heal for that long? I'm not really here to argue about it, but it is something that is definitely, I guess, harmful to Mistweaver in general. One of the things that I want to talk about that is really awesome is Mistweaver's got Touch of Death. And I believe this is basically going to instantly kill someone under 15% health. Let me go ahead and read it here just to make sure. Exploit the enemy's target's weakest point, instantly killing creatures if they have less health than you. Deals damage equal to 35% of your maximum health against players. 35% maximum health. And stronger creatures under 15%. So if they're under 15% health and they don't have some sort of insane damage reduction, you're going to walk up and you're going to instantly kill them. That's pretty crazy, I'm not going to lie. Is that too overpowered for a healer? It's very possible. I would say that the thing that made this instant kill Touch of Death like not incredibly overpowered back in the day for classes like Windwalker is the fact that they needed Chi for it. So if someone was getting close to that 10% range and you stopped using your damaging abilities, your RSK, your Fist of Fury, things like that, because you were holding Chi for Touch of Death, there was a possibility they got over that 10% range or stayed above it. Now, for Mistweaver Monk, if someone's getting low and you're just sitting there spamming that Touch of Death, if they hit 15%, they're probably going to die. As a Mistweaver Monk, it seems really fun to have, but to get Touch of Death to buy a Mistweaver Monk is probably something that's going to upset quite a bit of people. Maybe a bit of a controversial ability here, but overall, if it's overpowered, nerf it a little bit for Mistweaver. I think fun, should trump. I think fun should trump balance originally, and then you gotta try and balance from that point forward. So the statue changed, the Touch of Death changed, the wall changed. Mistweaver's got Expel Harm. I don't really personally think that this ability is going to be all that great. It's a 15-second cooldown, 1500 mana, heals for 1200. It should be okay for doing a little bit of damage, I suppose, because it deals 10% of the amount heals nature damage, 120 damage. Not even really that good. You can cast it during Soothing, but I think if you have a Renewing Mist, it's just less value than pressing Vivify. I think this is one of those buttons that personally I will be pressing as I'm kind of like moving along, kind of like a healing elixir type thing, like I randomly press healing elixir every once in a while. It's one of those things that I'll probably just press on the move for a little bit of self-sufficiency. And I'm gonna go and open up the talent panel here. And something that you guys may have enjoyed playing in the past was Way the Crane that you were able to use in PvE with Conflict and Strife. Blizzard has basically brought that into the talent tree for a reasonable amount less mana. And it's a much longer cooldown, but it also lasts longer. So you're immune to mood impairing effects for 25 seconds. Healing up to 2 allies for 549, reducing costs and cast time of your next enveloping mist by 33%, stacks up to 3 times. So Chi kicks up Gust of Mist with your physical abilities. This is definitely a little bit different than the actual Way the Crane, but they got rid of Way the Crane, so I don't know how powerful this is actually going to be. Healing up to 2 allies for 549, reducing cost time and cast time of your enveloping mist. So, I mean, it sounds like it's okay. The thing that I don't like about this personally is that if you take, you know, Way of the Crane or whatever, you lose statue. And I really hate these kind of decisions where it's something that you could have had before and it's like, okay, I want to play this, but now I don't have statue. Is this going to be worth it? I'm not sure. I mean, honestly, just 25 seconds of being immune to movement and pairing effects is really, really powerful in general. This could definitely be something that gets a lot of play in PvP, 100%, just based off that fact, and also the fact that statue is a little bit nerfed in terms of the duration. And there's also some interesting things I'll show you with the legendaries here. But I think the last notable change that Mistweaver got is they got another cooldown. And I think that Mistweavers have always been a class that they've kind of been weak in the cooldown department. So basically you have Cocoon and you have Revival, and it feels like that's like the only way you really have to top people. So every single spec of Monk got a Invoke, you know, whatever is the right spirit, I guess. And this is the Jade Serpent spirit. And this is just a little bit of extra healing on a 3-minute cooldown. I don't know how powerful it is compared to Revival. Jade Serpent for 25 seconds. Yu'lon will heal injured allies with Soothing Breath, healing the target and up to 2 allies for 1,000 over 4.3 seconds. It's just an extra cooldown. Gives you a little bit extra healing. It's definitely not something that I'm opposed to. Because, like I said, I kind of feel like Mistweavers have been a little weaker. So I think that's it in terms of like the big changes for Mistweaver. And like I said, you know, it doesn't really feel like they got too much. But it doesn't feel like they got nothing. You know what I mean? Like some classes feel a lot worse, you know, aka Resto Shamans. And if you guys have been paying much attention to the rest of my videos, this is another healer that I personally think Venthyr is really good on. And it's the same reasons, but which I'll show you guys. So basically, if you go into your Soulbinds here, the 25% reduction on interrupts is incredible for Mistweaver. I would say Mistweavers are one of the more likely healers to get interrupted because of the way their healing works through that channel. So just in general, this is really powerful. I kind of feel like Door of Shadows is the least good spell for Mistweaver in general. They already have so much mobility that it doesn't really seem necessary. But I think it could still be something that's pretty good with Z access. It could be something that's still pretty reasonable, because sometimes you still can get trained and killed as Mistweaver. It could be something that's pretty reasonable to bait kicks, perhaps. So overall, it's okay. The main reason that I decided to go Venthyr on my Mistweaver, or I'm deciding to go Venthyr on my Mistweaver, is Fallen Order. Now, this is a 3-minute cooldown that is just insane in my opinion. And I already said it during the video once, and I'll say it again. I personally feel like Mistweaver Monks have been really, really weak with cooldowns. So you have your Life Cocoon, you have Revival, but now you also have, Invoke Yu'lon, and you also have Fallen Order. So Fallen Order does a ton of damage and a ton of healing. So you go and press this, and all these little mini monks start coming out, and they start kicking ass with you, and it actually does a lot of damage, and they also do a ton of healing. So you see this guy kind of sitting back on me, you know, channeling Soothing Mist. They heal everyone. There's sometimes I have 4 Enveloping Mist on me. Like, you could see all the healing they actually do. This ability is really powerful. Like, no joke. You got all these little mini healers in the background. You have all these Soothing Mists on you, all these Enveloping Mists. Like, for example, you know, if you want to do damage and you pop it, it's going to do a lot of damage. If you want to do a ton of healing, it's going to help you recover. And potentially, even if you fall in order before a big CC chain, all those little mini monks could start doing a ton of healing while you're in that CC, and it's actually going to end up being... someone's probably not going to be able to die without if you go and pre-pop that on a gigantic CC chain. So I definitely think Fallen Order is really, really good. The only alternative to Venthyr for Mistweaver is Necrolord for something called Bone Dust Brew, and Bone Dust Brew is not bad. It's just, it feels like just a little bit extra healing throughput. It's like a 10-second cooldown and makes your Gust of Mist have a chance to heal again or something, or heal for a little bit more. It just kind of feels clunky. You have to throw it on the ground. It's like awkward to aim. I personally just don't think it's going to be that good all around. But I do think that Fallen Order is insane for Mistweaver Monk. I feel like it's almost going to be a necessity. I'm going to talk about the Legendaries for Mistweaver Monk real quick. And there are some damn good ones. So there's 2 insane Legendaries in my opinion. Actually, okay, there's 3 really good Legendaries, but I don't think you're going to be able to use the 3rd one. So which one do I have equipped right now? Let me go ahead and take a look here. So this is by far, in my opinion, the best Legendary. It's absolutely insane. Renewing Mist applies extended life to the initial target. instantly healing them for 1,347, increasing all healing done to them by 15% for 12 seconds. Heals and increase healing. Ready? Why would you not want that? All healing by the monk increased by 15%. Absolutely insane. Alright? But it also, you can have multiple than that. When you heal a target with Enveloping Mist or Vivify, 50% of the heal is also applied to the target with Extend Life. You can have a lot of Extend Lives out. Extend Life here. Extend Life here. Well, we can get a third one out. But basically, yeah, you get the point. So, 3 Extend Lives out. Then when you start using those Vivifies, those those Enveloping Mist, it heals everyone. It's just so much healing. It's crazy how much healing it is. And that still, it still works with Renewing Mist like that. So Vivify is going to heal everyone with a Renewing Mist. It's going to heal everyone with Extend Life. It's really insane in general. So I feel like Mistweaver healing throughput is going to be really powerful. And I kind of feel like in the past, Mistweaver healing throughput has always been pretty powerful, and I feel like this is going to take it to another level. And then on top of that, all the cooldowns you have with the Breath of Yu'lon, you know, the Fallen Order. I feel like Mistweavers are going to be pretty insane. I think maybe mana is the only weakness I could see this class having right now. And now another absolutely insane legendary here. And this is basically going to be... I don't think you're going to need this very often. But if you ever decide to play this legendary because maybe you're dying to melee or something like that, no one will ever be able to kill you. So this in combination with the honor talent called Eminence that puts your port on a 25-second cooldown. Let's go ahead and read this here. This is crazy. After you use Transcendence Transfer, you can use Transcendence again within 10 seconds, ignoring its cooldown. During this time, the healing done to you by your Vivify is increased by 50%, and you will refund 50% of the mana if cast on yourself. So basically, if you're getting killed by melee, no more. No more. This basically absolutely destroys melee in every single situation. So let's just go ahead and drop this here. And then you can go ahead and port. Now you could wait a couple seconds, top yourself, then you should be able to port again. Except my legendary is not working for some reason. I've actually never used it before, but alright, let's try this one more time here. No, it's still not working. But either way, once this does work, with a 25-second cooldown on port, you're going to be all over the place. And the really awesome thing about this is that your port actually moves. So if you port back here 40 yards and they get back to you, you can immediately port again, and they'd have to close the gap of another 40 yards. I think that for the most part, Mistweavers are pretty slippery, and I also don't know if you want to lose the healing throughput of this legendary, but basically, if you feel like you're dying to melee, escape from reality, yeah, it's going to be pretty nutty. And then finally, this is a very notable legendary. I don't know how often it's going to be used in PvP. It's probably one of the, I guess, OG things that I missed about Mistweaver, which is called Fist Weaving. But this basically gives you Fist Weaving permanently. Your Tiger Palm, Blackout Kick, and Rising Sun Kick will heal for 120% of the damage done to an injured ally within 20 yards. So basically, all the damage that you're going to deal is going to be converted into healing. Well, technically a little bit more. This might be really awesome in Mythic Plus and maybe even in 2v2 or something. I don't really see this being used in 3s, but this is old school Fist Weaving. And it's pretty awesome to have it back. So I don't know, like I said, I don't know if it's going to be used in PvP, but it's pretty cool to have that back 100%. And maybe that could even be combined with, you know, I don't know. It might work with the additional Blackout Kicks. It might be pretty good with Crane. I don't know. I haven't really done too much testing, but overall it's pretty cool. So the same Soulbinds that are good for all the other healers, you know, disorient your targets. I think this is on the Fear Diminishing Returns, so for Mistweaver it's absolutely fine to take. Reduce duration of incoming interrupt, snare, root effects, pretty powerful. You know, the haste increase while you're in combat. All these are just pretty good in general. So I'm going to talk about the Potency Conduits, which you can actually have 3 of in this build that I'm running. Fallen Order Monks deal 29% more damage and healing. That is absolutely crazy. Abilities that activate Gust of Mist reduce the cooldown of Evoke Yu'lon. I don't know how good this is going to be because I don't think it's that insane, but I do have it spec'd in right now. Rising Sun Kick reduces the remaining cooldown on Revival, and Revival heals targets for 10% over 10 seconds. 10% of the heal over 10 seconds. Kind of like that artifact thing that was in Legion, I believe. A little bit of extra healing on Revival. This is really good in my opinion. This is just free healing. Gust of Mist has a 25% chance to do 25% more healing. That just seems like, you know, pretty good extra healing. Life Cocoon increases healing over time, received by an additional 15%, and this bonus lingers for an additional 6 seconds after the shield's broken. Now, I actually think this is pretty good, because 6 seconds after the shield's broken, I'm kind of curious if that will get any better. I feel like the numbers in white are the numbers that get changed by conduits getting upgraded, so I assume that it's only going to be the heal over time effect. But either way, the heal over time effect from from Life Cocoon is really powerful. So these are really, really strong conduits in my opinion. I think that I would probably go with triple potency. I think I would probably go this one for sure, this one for sure, and then I guess it's a debate between how powerful Yu'lon is, how powerful Revival is, and how powerful Cocoon is. Considering you use Cocoon the most, you'd probably go Nourishing. The Endurance Conduit, Expel Harm healing increased by 20%. I really don't think Expel Harm's that good. I'm not too excited to have it. When you cast Vivify on yourself, its heals increased by 10% and has a chance to refund its cost. It's pretty good. That is actually pretty good. I don't think I have an Endurance Conduit in this slot, though. So, unfortunately, I can't use any Endurance Conduits. Fortifying Brew grants your shield equal to 5% of your health. That's terrible. And when paralysis ends, your target's movement speed is reduced by 60%. Well, that's actually really crazy, in my opinion. That's actually really, really good. So the conduits for Mistweaver, not too bad. And like I said, overall, it feels like Mistweaver, I haven't seen too much of them on the beta, but it feels like they have the ability to be strong. It kind of really depends on numbers in terms of how much mana their abilities cost and how much healing their abilities actually do. But right now, I think the strongest healer I've seen on beta is probably Disc Priest, Holy Priest, and Resto Druid. So overall, I would say that Mistweaver Monks actually look pretty cool. I think Fallen Order and Touch of Death are the two things I'm most excited for on Mistweaver. And yeah, I hope this helps you, decide if it's something that you're interested in, or what covenant you wanted to choose on Mistweaver. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks.
That you never be lonely. Be the fan, that's what they call me.